Hey everybody, how's it going? Dan here on Drum Talk TV, coming to you from the mountains 100 miles east of Phoenix, Arizona. And the music's playing again because our guest is a first-time offender, so we want to make sure we get your attention. Sterling Whiteside, first time on Drum Talk TV. Excited to have you on, coming to us from outside Atlanta, Georgia, and Buford, right?
Yes, sir. Buford, Georgia, North Atlanta.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
We'll get into how you got there. And I got some clips. I'm going to start with a clip right now, actually, folks. Here's some of what we're going to talk about. First, there's this. But then there's this too. Check this out.
Oh
folks.
my God!
If you folks love a deep groove, we got a bunch of them. Let's go to one now, and then we'll talk. Cool. You know that Sabian clap.
This one.
Yeah.
This one.
It sounds like a clap. It's just
amazing. They did a really good job. They did a really good job.
I bet the throwaways during development even sounded great,
Yeah.
Cool. So let's start with this. When did you start playing, and what got you into drums? And is it your first instrument and your only instrument, or do you play other instruments?
So if my mom was on here, which she probably is, she would tell you I came out the womb like this. My dad plays guitar. Man, I've been playing since I've been alive, and that's the God's honest truth, man. Like, I have a daughter, she's 6, man, and all she does is sing. Like, she just sings. Like, their birthday was Friday, and she didn't care about any toy. She wanted a guitar and a microphone.
Oh wow!
So I'm getting to see kind of what happened with me. Like, I didn't care about anything but drumsticks for Christmas.
That's cool. Yeah, I was quite young too. I was like 6 3/4 when I started, which was a very long time ago. We won't even get into that.
20 years ago.
That works. And when you started out, were you self-taught? Did you play by listening? Did you start taking lessons right off the bat? Like, how did that whole journey start?
Well, I started playing with my dad. So my dad was the praise and worship leader at the church growing up. And so he would allow me to sit in if the drummers let me. So I really started playing with my dad, and it was all about the pocket. Stay right there, play the song, and stay out of the way. And that's really how it developed over the years.
That's cool. What kind of music would be heard around the house when you were really young?
Oh, that's a great question. James Brown, Earth, Wind and Fire, Commodores, Gap Band, Sade, man, Whitney Houston. I mean, just real music.
Yeah.
And that's really what was going on. A lot of funk, a lot of funk.
Yeah, a lot of funk, rhythm,
a lot of gospel too. A lot of Fred Hammond, a lot of gospel too. So yeah, man.
Cool. And who were some of your influences as you got older and as your drumming developed? Was it all those same musicians, or did you get turned on to other folks that influenced
the first drummer, I got to give him his props. Junebug was his name. And he was like the guy at the church growing up, and he was the first one to give me my first drum set. I will say the pieces weren't all there, it was, everything didn't connect together. But he was the first one to give me my first drum set. And then after Junebug, I would have to say Marvin McQuitty. And then after that, it was Dennis, and then Dave. I remember I got my first Dave Weckl tape. And I was like, and I remember the paradiddle diddle exercise. And I remember going, what in the world is this? And that really Dave really kind of turned the corner. Like Dave
Interesting.
Welker was the corner, and then yeah, that was those main guys.
Yeah, I could see that in your playing. There's a video. Let me see if I could.
Oh no!
It's so tiny, and I literally usually have a magnifying glass laying around. I don't know what happened to it, but in one of the videos, you're doing something that maybe it's a paradiddle diddle. I was going to ask you what's happening in this video. Let me just see here. Give me a sec, folks. Well, let's see if it's this one.
I hope I get it right.
I'm sure whatever you're doing, you did right, no matter what you intended to do. But there's a specific video. So I'm just going to go through them real quick. They're all short, folks. And there's a lot of lint collecting
Hey,
here.
y'all, give me some grace here.
You don't need it. You don't need it. Check this out. That one we just saw. This one. Still a great one, but not the one I'm thinking of. We'll go to the next one. I love that. Let's go to the next one, and I'll tell you when
Oh my God.
I'm going to say, what the fark is going on there? We're getting there. This is the one. So,
oh Lord,
there's a sound, and maybe it's a rim shot. At first, I wasn't sure. It sounds like a clave pedal, like a wood block, but maybe it's a rim shot. But first, I want to show everybody, and then you can break it down for us, okay? Check this out, folks. I love this. What's going on there? I love that.
I mean, I'm just acting. Yeah, you might be right. It might be a paradiddle diddle. Yeah.
And the way you're distributing it is what sounds so cool. And that's what's neat about rudiments like that. You do them on one drum and they sound one way, but then you split it between the hi-hat and the different drums and move it around doing the same thing. You get a whole different galaxy of sounds. But is that a rim shot I hear?
Yeah, that's the rim shot. That's the rim shot. Yeah.
Wow. So
I play country music. I actually tour with a country artist, so a lot of those clips you're seeing are from sound check. And so I kind of use the sound checks to try to get out all the jitters and the bugs and and use it to post some content, man. We're in that world. So
I want to see that again. It's one of those things where, man, I wish this was longer. So I'm just going to play it one more time. Check this out, folks. I really dig this. I just think that sounds so cool.
I appreciate you, Dan, man.
Yeah. And while we're at it, 2 more quickies, and then we'll go to some more questions. And I got a spam calling me. Okay, here we go. Let's check this one out. Here, this is what I call lint collecting because it's so deep in the pocket, the corner. The theme comes together. We get the lint there. Check it out.
Yeah.
Love that. And what's the symbol in the foreground to your right that looks like a hexagon?
That's the Roctagon. That's one of my favorite symbols from Sabian, and they re-released it.
Nice.
And so I remember getting it, and the guy hit me and said, I think you might have been the first person to buy it. Like, really? I mean, as soon as I saw it hit Sweetwater, I called him immediately. Like, I need that symbol tomorrow. Yeah, that's one of those. Like? It's one of those nostalgia symbols. You know what I mean? You got it because it brings back memories and those kind of things. And it sounds good too. But
that's cool. I have like one of the first line issues, if not the very first year that the Ozones came out. And
for how much? How much you selling it for?
I'm keeping it. It is such a beauty. It's a 18-inch. And when I saw it at the music store, I'm like, what is
it? Yeah.
And they said, just do a wash on it with the shoulder of the sticks, and just this swell. It was amazing. So I just love that. It's just to my right above my two floor toms. I just love that thing. Really, really cool. But I don't know if I've heard this cymbal that you're referring to. So I got to
Yeah, so
it's
video. Rock, yeah, it's the Roctagon, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then one more video. Check this out.
Yeah,
that thing is so on, Sterling. That it literally sounds like the sample of people clapping.
Yeah, what I love about it when you untighten it just a little bit, you get a different clap. Yeah, so you kind of, because of the three cymbals, as you tighten it, it gives you a different clap.
Yeah,
you know, instead of just people leaving it super tight and it's really choked, you got to give it a little breathing room, and it'll be just right. So
that's neat. Does it change the pitch as well as the
length
of the note? Yeah, that's cool. That's neat. That sounds like it'd be fun to mess around with and just.
Yeah, I can't really play on tour, but I try to squeeze it in there here and there, and he's like, "Oh, I kind of like that," so I kind of, gradually put it in there.
That's cool. So, what was your first professional gig? Because I know you record, you tour. We'll talk about you giving lessons, and we'll talk about your Four Drummers podcast as well. But what was your first professional gig, and how'd you get it?
Do you mean like as an adult?
Yeah, your first paid gig, regardless of how old you were.
I would say with my dad. I mean, so when I was 9, he took me to London, and I got to open with the band in London.
Oh, wow.
So it started really early. Like it took me, I was there for 2 weeks. But yeah, man, I think that was like the real, like, I'm 9 years old and I'm like, this is for real. This is happening. And I would say, my dad, man, let me play with his guys. My Uncle Jerry played sax. So it was professional like then,
Yeah.
But major, I would say I played with a folk artist before this guy, but corporate band before this.
Yeah.
And I've been with this artist, Corey Smith, for a decade now. So
wow, that's cool.
I've been out here a decade. Like this month, matter of fact.
Oh, wow. Cool. You gotta celebrate. Let's go to
May. May makes it a decade.
May? Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna check out the comments. A lot of people chiming in.
I can't even see him.
Dennis Goodrum says Marvin is the GOAT for sure.
Dennis, that's my brother from another mother.
Cool. And Stephen Payne says, my dude.
Hey, listen, let me talk about Stephen. Steven he has an eye for content. So a lot of those videos you're seeing in the studio, that's him.
Oh, that's cool. Good job.
So, and he's really been a blessing in my life to be able to help the creative process of my brain come to life.
That's cool.
And he has it
on your team like that for sure. Big V Funny 3364 gave you 3 of these, which is cool.
Yeah, that's my brother from another too, man.
Yeah. People digging the videos. Let's see what else is here. Scoot up. Sonora Griffin 8673 with a bunch of hearts around the faces.
That's my wife.
Okay, good. Well, then that helps. That's good. You got to have support. Your parents obviously supported you. Your wife is very supportive then of what you're doing?
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, I used to have these dreams about this big city, man, and I used to have them over and over. And I used to tell my dad, and he would say, man, you got to pray about it. And he was like, just, don't worry about it. And when I moved to Atlanta, I come around that corner on 85 and I see the skylights and I'm like, boom. That dream I kept having over and over. Yeah. Like I would lay down and be like, man, why am I keep seeing this big city and these lights and this skyline? And the moment my first time going to Atlanta, I called him. I was like, Dad, this is the dream. It's happening.
That's awesome.
And, so, yeah, man.
And then you ended up going to university to study music.
I went to AIM, Atlanta Institute of Music. It's more, at that time, it was a certificate school, like, so you got a performance certificate, and now it's associated degree. But for me, I not to get too deep, I had to get away from where I was from
Okay.
because I didn't have a lot of access to where I was trying to go.
Hmm.
And
Was
it
it
was a lot of
rural in that area?
no, it was just there was no examples of where I was trying to go,
Okay.
you
Just
know,
not the right environment.
yeah, it was not a good environment and there was a lot of negative around me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and it was almost like I felt like if I stayed there, I would succumb to the environment.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I had a buddy come down to Atlanta and he ended up telling me about this school. And I'm like, man, I think this is it. Like I didn't see a future where I was from. Like I didn't see any kind of future whatsoever. And so I knew that was a blessing that he came down here. He didn't even go. Like he came
Oh,
down here, with his lady and was trying to do these things and he was gonna go and then something didn't work out with her. And without him going and without him coming down here and finding out about this school, I'd have never would have moved to Atlanta.
wow. Close
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
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 What was some of the biggest takeaways you got out of that education there at AIM?
Learning how to chart a song and not from the standpoint of notation,
Hmm.
knowing how to chart a song to read it on the fly, like bars, verses, hooks,
Yeah. Cheat
breaking.
sheets.
Yeah, learning
Yeah.
how to cheat sheet because I didn't, I was just trying to learn all the songs, and come in and try to knock them out when why do I have to work that hard if I don't need to?
Yeah.
You know. So that really taught me how to get a gig. Like it taught me really how to get a gig on the next level, how to study for it, how to listen to the music and be prepared for any kind of music.
Yeah.
Um, that one for sure. That was probably the number one. Of course, learning how to read and doing those type of things. But yeah, that was
That's
that was a
great.
major one. Yeah.
That's great. So let's talk about your lessons that you give. Um,
Oh,
who who are your students and what are some of your specialties of what you teach?
so my ages range from 8 to about 17 right now.
Okay.
Back, pre-COVID, I had a few adults early on around, 2015, 2016. I had a few adults, but adults are, sometimes they come, sometimes they don't, because you got to really want it.
Yeah.
And I don't mind taking your money. If you want to give it to me, I got 3 kids in there that will eat it. But I want to try to leave an impact. So,
Yeah.
I love that age group. You know,
That's
I would,
cool.
I would, I would, I would rather start at 10 instead of 8. But
Yeah.
I'm cool with it, man.
Well, I'm sure you're making an impact. I mean, my drum teacher, who I had very young, is like, man, I just remember so much about him. And I remember one of the biggest things I remember isn't necessarily anything he taught me specifically. It was more his calm demeanor, his patience. And
Right.
I remember going from the practice pad to the very first time I sat at a 4-piece drum kit and he stood behind me and he said, "No, just play quarter notes on the bass drum. Boom, 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 boom." Now he took my hand, held my hand, and said, "Now do eighth notes crossover on the hi hat. Now do 2 and
Yeah.
4." And he kind of guided me, and I'm doing it, and then he slowly let go. It was like being pushed on a bike.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good idea. That's a
yeah,
good
and then my
idea.
brain was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm doing it!" Like
Autopilot.
yeah,
Autopilot,
and I
bro.
felt what my muscles were then supposed to remember.
Yeah.
That's the biggest memory I have, and I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
It
But
was amazing.
but it sparked a continuance
Yeah,
because of that autopilot. Is like, oh, I can do this.
yeah.
I got a question for you, Dan.
Okay.
Top 5 favorite drummers.
Oh, this is
And
so
no and
hard.
no in no order.
Okay.
Like if you could only pick 5.
Okay. I'm gonna 5. I'm gonna barf out as best I can. John Bonham, Ian
Okay.
Pace, Carl Palmer, Neil Peart, and Phil Collins.
Oh,
Those are like my biggest influences, but
yeah.
there are some other really great mentions.
Yeah.
Barrymore Barlow from Jethro Tull,
Yeah.
even Mitch Mitchell and Bill Ward of Jimi Hendrix and Black Sabbath, respectively,
Yeah.
because they still had so much jazz in their playing. Carmine Appice, and there's so many others, but those top 5 are always, I could put on any of their music and play to it, even if I hadn't played it in a few years. It's just tattooed on my brain, you know.
So my reason for asking most musicians this is because it lets you know their influence.
Yeah.
Because I always tell drummers, like, don't answer that question based off of what people think. Base it off of what influenced you.
Yeah.
You know? And you should have been in your top 5, Dan.
Well, thanks. All of those drummers, none of them do just one thing.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, even John Bonham, I'm like, what bothers me about what we read about John, bless his heart, is that he's always listed as a thunderous, you know, bear, a hard hitter. But you listen to Since I've Been Loving You, T for One, you listen to Down by the Seaside. There's so much delicatness in his playing. Yeah. Phil Collins, you compare the early days of him playing with Genesis, just amazing off the chain playing, all the way to his first solo album where he played a lot of R&B soul that he grew up with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the stuff he did with Robert Plant and Carl Palmer with the
I forgot that.
Yeah, there's just so many different things in those 5 guys. Ian Pace, one of the biggest rock bands ever in Deep Purple, yet you hear his jazz influence all over the place when they play. So those are mine. What are your top 5?
Oh, I've never been asked this. We're gonna go Dave.
Okay.
We're gonna go Dennis. Oh my God, I see what you mean. Oh, can we come back?
Yeah.
No, just
yeah. I know it's a tough question.
Oh man. So I would go Purdy. I mean, it's so many, man. Golly, I've never been asked that. I always ask people that. Nobody ever asked me, so I don't even think about it. But I would go Dave, Dennis, probably Vinny.
That's another guy who doesn't do just one thing.
Yeah. Man. I ain't gonna lie, Keith Carlock's been making his way up in my top 5 lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Keith is just, Keith is different. Oh man, Marvin McQuitty, he's got because of the influence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the influence, yeah.
So
I mean it kind of it fluctuates.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's a mood thing.
Yeah.
Do you ever put on your favorite music and play to it?
No. Like no? I've gotten to a place where I'm afraid to sound like anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't even study drummers.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to sound like anybody. Like I like being me, man.
I totally get that.
I love their influence on me as a child, and as a teenager. But I like being me, man. Like there's some guys out there that are killing, man. But a lot of guys sound alike because you could tell who they're listening to all the time.
Yeah.
And then at some point you had to have what do you want to play? Like I spent about a year, Dan, taking rudiments. I wish I had my booklet with you. Taking rudiments and putting a kick here, hi-hat here, tom here, and breaking them down.
Yeah.
And making feels. Like when that light bulb went off, like, oh, I don't need to watch anybody. This is what all I need to do is take what's already there and put me in it. Now don't get it twisted. There's a lot of feels that everybody plays. Of course, we know that.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. You gotta have you gotta have some. I try not to. Let me say that. Because I still love a lot of music. So I listen to it in my car, but I don't play to it as much. Right?
Yeah.
Forgot, cool. We listen to a lot of Rick James, too.
A lot of what?
Rick James.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Shout out to my dad.
That's awesome. Yeah, the other day I put on the best of Bob Marley on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bob, too. Yeah.
Yeah. His live album, I forgot which one the name is that I listened to, but his live album's my favorite. And I love live music. Almost every artist of whose records I have, I almost always bought the live album if they had one out first, because I wanted to hear that natural energy without the overdub.
In that moment.
Yeah. And I've got so many live albums, but then I would buy the studio album and go, that's not how it goes. So
that's
used
not
to
what
the
they were
live versions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so different, but that's always been a big thing for me, is to get the live albums first, and get that energy, and like you said, that moment that's just captured in a time capsule. So let's talk about your podcast, the number 4 Drummers podcast. Talk about that.
Well, it's just me. I created it just sitting at the house. I had, wanted to sit down and talk, and I didn't want it to be strictly just interviews or just me and a buddy. I want to try to have it, be a thing. But yeah, me and my buddy Eric Lee, he's one of my closest buddies, man. Yeah, man, just trying to do something different and have some fun in this drum space, and have some legacy to leave, man. Just
That's
trying to
cool.
be
How
like
long?
you, Dan.
Yeah, thanks. How
Trying to be
long have
like
you
you,
been doing
man.
it?
Oh, we started like a year ago. We had some situations happen with, in people's families and things like that, and just trying to keep it fresh. We just shot some new episodes that should be dropping next week and the week after, and trying to keep it going. Yeah.
So is it video also?
Yeah, so it's on YouTube.
Okay.
The episodes we've already shot are on YouTube. I got about
Great.
5 in the archive that I'm probably gonna release, strategically, and then I just shot 2 new ones.
Cool.
Yeah, and just
I haven't made time to check them out yet, but I'm definitely gonna check them out. I still love talking about drum. I mean, after all these years, I've done producing, I've done recording, I've done touring, I've done writing, I've done lessons. I do this thing, but I still love talking about drums and watching other people talk about drums. And honestly, I think in a lot of ways, I'm having more fun playing now than I ever have. And one of the reasons is because I'm not in a band, but I do play with someone who asks me to play once in a while. And it's like 90% improvisation. So it's great.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's really fun, and it's funk, it's acid jazz, it's psychedelic, it's rock, it's all this stuff mixed together. But one of the things I do is I rarely sit down, and probably shows in my playing. I rarely sit down and actually like work on something. I don't sit and just solo around. I might a little bit, but I'll play to my favorite music. A lot of the same bands that I've been listening to for the 56 years that I've been playing. I should be a lot better, but it could be swing, it could be big band jazz, it could be Emerson, Lake and Palmer, it could be Sly and the Family Stone, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah, Sly too. That's another one my dad put me on to. Yeah, Sly and the Family Stone.
Mr. Erico. Yeah, I got to get him on. Yeah. In fact, we reached out to him. We got to reach back, because I don't remember if we heard back or if he was sorting out his schedule. But yeah, and again, live at the Fillmore. It's such a great album to hear them live.
Yeah, man.
So, but yeah, it's a bunch of fun. It's great. So cool. People, you got to look up that podcast. In fact, I'll put the title of it in the comments for those not familiar with it.
I got one more question for you, Dan.
Sure.
What keeps you motivated? What keeps you going?
In music or everything?
Just in life, in this space, in the drumming community, what keeps you active? What keeps you waking up like, man, I got to keep doing this thing?
For the most part, and that's funny to say, I really enjoy it. The business side, there's always going to be little things and challenges and aggravations, because this is a company, it is a business, but I love doing this. I love curating content from our fans onto our channels. I love doing documentaries. We've done about 6 of them. We haven't done any since 2020. I love documentaries. We have 6 original series. I'm in most of them. And I guess what keeps me doing it is I really don't identify it with who I am.
Oh, this is good, Dan. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'll let you go ahead.
But I identify it with what I do. And since in our first year, we just came out of nowhere, and it was really just me the very first year. And Lori Shube, who helped me with the website and some marketing ideas. But in our first year, we surpassed everybody in our space by 900% online reach and engagement combined. And we were the new brand by 10 years. So that really got me excited. But I never had it in my plan, like, we're going to have over 1 million fans on Facebook. We're going to reach 100 million people a year. We have and we do, but that was never in the
The
plan.
plan, yeah, it was just
Yeah.
something you love to do. You wanted to try
Yeah.
something.
And I wanted to do it differently, like you've talked about, Sterling. And one of the things that is different about us, I'm not saying better, because everything's, different perspective
Subjective,
for
yeah,
everybody. People
subjective,
can
yeah.
decide, but pretty much the other brands in our space, and we've worked with many of them, they cover the big rock stars, the big pop stars, the big jazz stars, and maybe top educators, and maybe a couple new people. We
Yeah.
do all of that, but we were the first to curate content from our fans, even before the stick companies and the cymbal companies. We were the first to do that. We talk to people just like you who may not have a gold album of their own, but they've got a great story and have great playing. There's a conversation there to be had. And one of the ethos, one of the ethos about what we do, when I first thought of it, was I don't think that people learn just at a practice pad or a drum kit. They learn from hearing other people's perspectives based on their unique experiences. And what we do isn't just for drummers, it's for music fans and people who geek out on good playing, So I think all of that combined is what keeps me going and pushing through and excited to do it, even through challenges sometimes. And my wife is more than supportive.
Well, side note, like when you said talking about you don't identify like who you are. I think that has to be important, because a lot of what I run into when I'm running in, even some of the big drummers, their identity is in the drums and their personality isn't that great.
It's a great point, because it's not just in music and drums, but there's a lot of people. I listen to a ton of business books, and I listened to them. I've heard so many where someone sold their company, and then after that they were lost because
their identity was. Yeah.
And I know I'm known, like it says right there, it says the Drum Talk TV guy, but that's not who I am. I'm a dad, a grandpa, a great grandpa now. We have 4 dogs, 2 cats. I grow flowers to keep myself off the freaking news. I've come close. And I'm a study of life. I love science and ecology and people watching and that when someday someone buys Drum Talk TV, I'm out. Like I'm not eager to start 3 more companies, and that's okay if that's what someone wants to do. I'm in my 60s, and I know, and I've heard, and I know guys in their 70s that they sold a company. Now they want to do the next one. I picture myself running through a meadow in slow motion with a kite and my 4 dogs
with the
me.
wind.
Yeah, blowing my hair that might grow back after all this. I don't know.
I mean, you can buy it after that. You can pay for it. Yeah.
But I truly think it's important that what we do is not who we are. Who we are might be part of why we do it, but it's not 100% makeup of who we are, And I think it's dangerous to make that our identity.
Now, I will say, you can dissect this however you please, but I will say some of our greatest drummers might have not have been there if they didn't absorb this into who they were, though. So I get this.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be a healthy balance, because if they don't do that, we don't get as many great drummers. You know what I mean? So
I do, because what you're talking about speaks to the immersive and commitment to be able to develop and become really, really good.
Yeah.
And then you do need that balance, not just to preserve your own identity outside of that, but even just life balance. Like, I wasn't kidding when I said I grow flowers to keep me off the news. It really is, the dogs and cats. I get up out of this seat. This is the 3rd place we've had where there's no windows in my office. And that's probably good. I probably daydream a lot, like, oh, look, another birdie. So I get up. I got to be careful what I say, because one of the dogs is here. And if I say the wrong thing, she'll jump up and think we're going out.
Like it's time to go. Yeah. It's time to go.
But a few times a day, I go out. I take them for an RIDE, which I have to spell slowly because they can freaking spell.
Yeah.
And it's those chill moments that are part of my balance. I love to cook. I cook 6 nights a week here at home.
What I'm hearing is you have a life.
I do, and I've always been very conscious of that. And when I do go a little over the top, like maybe we just got a lot going on in the company, and I have a
It
marketing
happens.
company too,
It's a
but
business.
yeah, I started a marketing business, coaching business with the success of Drum Talk TV. So when I start to fill that cup too much, my wife yanks on the choke chain. She
Yeah.
pulls back, and she's from the Bronx, so I'm going to listen. She's black, Jewish, and from the Bronx. Like I'm going to listen whatever she says. Whatever. If you haven't seen it, I'll send you the documentary of our first 10 years. She's in a lot of the beginning of it.
I would love to watch that.
Yeah. But it's important, and that's the other thing. And I love what you said about getting out of your environment, because whether it's our direct relationships or spouses or significant others or just people in our hood, you got to surround yourself with people who support you 100%. Anything else is self-sabotage. No one can ruin it for us. It's up to us. No one can make us feel sad, angry, aggravated. Every emotion's a decision. And when we're not conscious about that, and then we deflect everything and blame other elements or blame other people for the wrong decisions we made or how we decided to handle something, that's when it never gets better,
Yeah.
But you saw
Playing
that.
the blame game.
Yeah, you saw that. You got out of that environment.
What I also experienced was being in an environment that didn't look like where I was trying to go.
There you go.
Not so much the support, because I had that with mom, and she wasn't my wife at the time, but my girlfriend and my brother and my dad, and I had that support. But where I was living, I didn't see like what I was dreaming.
Yeah.
Like the vision I was having wasn't what I was waking up to.
Made it more out of reach and not as
my
real.
advice to a lot of musicians, man, you might have to move.
Yeah, and you know what? Back in I'd say it must have been 2007 when my mom passed away. One of my daughters and I had moved into my parents' house with them to kind of help out, and then she passed away. And my daughter moved back to Oregon. Yeah, it's okay. She's happy, I'm sure, especially because now my dad's with her. But I was alone with my dad, and I remember one day he said, "So, what are you gonna do?" And I said, I don't know. I said, I might move up to Oregon where the girls are. Maybe I'll go to San Diego where the boys are. Maybe I'll go back I was living in Ventura, California. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. So I was there, and I thought maybe I'll move back to Ventura because I had some success there. I had a cooking show on TV, and that's why I love with video. Yeah. But then I got not talked into. I went to Las Vegas with him for Thanksgiving at my sister's house, and she said, you should move here. You should move here. You should move here. And she took out the classifieds and said, look at all these places. She had them circled. My dad and I went and looked at a place, and it occurred to me, why wouldn't I want to live where he lives? And I was afraid to move away from somewhere where I couldn't do music or the video work I was doing. So Vegas from Los Angeles wasn't a big reach. So moving to that environment. And it's funny now, as a senior, my wife and I had the F it moment. And now we live in a community of 7,100 people, 100 miles from the big city. There's nothing around us for an hour and a half. And it's different now for us, but we still go down there. We go to Vegas quite a few times a year. 7 of the kids live there and a bunch of grandkids. But it's what you said is you had a vision, you had a dream, and you weren't living in it. So you went through the dream instead of waiting for the dream to come to you.
Yeah. There was no way I could have succeeded staying there. I'd have probably been in jail.
You created that opportunity rather than waiting for it to come to you.
And I would have been in jail, not because of something crazy, but just because there's nothing going on. So you end up being in a car, just, like I didn't see anything positive from staying there. I mean,
sometimes when youngsters get bored, they do stupid things.
Stupid stuff,
and they're not all legal, and then they get in trouble.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Very interesting. So tell everybody, what are you doing like now? What projects do you have going on? You mentioned the 10-year anniversary.
I got a nice YouTube series coming out. I don't want to spoil it, but it's gonna be. It's probably been done. I think I haven't did any research, and that's another thing. Like I don't really look to see I
Yeah.
just kind of like, this is the idea. Let's do it. And
And even
probably
if
some,
it's been done, you'll
yeah,
do it your way. No one's done that.
absolutely. And it's just really about, I'll tell you, since we're on here, I'm gonna do like a snare a week, and I'm gonna talk
Oh,
about different snare drums. Some are like crazy, some are simple, but I'm gonna do a snare a week for probably 10 weeks.
ooh,
And
nice. That's cool.
yeah, and just trying to drop, YouTubes and doing the pod and working on my band and all
That's
that good
awesome.
stuff. So yeah, man. I'm
So
trying to get
before
my album out before the end of the year out.
oh,
Before the end of
cool.
the year.
You got to keep us posted on that and come back on when you have it out for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm going to show a couple videos for anybody who joined us late and missed it. Shame on you folks. Put yourself in a 5-minute timeout after the interview. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But check this out, folks. Then I got a magic question for you. The last question, my
Uh-oh.
favorite. Here we go. But check out Sterling at the kit. A few videos here for you. And then let's go here. Cool. One more, folks.
Oh.
Awesome. Love it.
Let me say something. Shout out to
Yeah.
my boy, the
Steven?
Bequalizer. He's in here. His name is B. His
Oh,
name is
cool.
Bryant, but shout out to him, man. Super creative guy. He's got his own cereal out. You got to
Oh,
check that
nice.
out. He's got a
An
kids
equalizer.
color.
Cool.
Yeah, he's got a kids coloring book. He's got like a drumming cereal out. You got to catch that. You got to check that out.
Cool. Well,
Uh,
check it out. There he is on the
yeah.
screen, folks. Take note. Take note. All right. Take note of this. My last and favorite question. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
This is the Sterling Whiteside Fun Fact segment. What do you like to do in the slivers of time away from music when you're not teaching, you're not learning songs, you're not charting songs, you're not performing, you're not recording, you're not on tour? What do you like to do that has nothing to do with music?
Honestly, family.
That's
Like
awesome.
I'm so serious to the point where I can't, I would not put the music in front of my wife and kids.
And you
If I
mentioned you have
have this,
3 kids. How old are they?
yeah, twin 6-year-olds. They just turned 6 last Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then a 12-year-old. Yeah,
Nice.
he'll be 13 in 20 days, 21 days. Yep.
Wow. And are
And my beautiful wife. Yeah,
the twins boys, girls?
both. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, boy,
Great.
girl. Yeah, and then my
And
oldest is a boy. Yeah.
cool. And how long have you been with your wife?
Ooh, married or together?
Together.
Hope she's not watching. Let me see.
Yeah, you better get it right. She might be watching.
Probably 16 years. Yeah, we've been married 7. I think we've been together 16. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Cool.
Because she went off to work when I moved to Atlanta. She's in computer engineering. She's a software analyst.
Oh,
But she
nice.
was in electrical engineering at first. So we had to, I came here to go to school. She had already graduated college. So she went to pursue her thing. And then while I was here, I got a house, and then they came back, and we've been, it just had to, our situation is not like anybody else's. It
That's
works.
cool.
And I will say this. I don't know if that's her currently, but I truly believe my wife was a godsend because of where I was at in my life. When
Yeah.
I met my wife, I remember going to her graduation, and Michelle Obama, not that has anything major to do with the story, but I'm sitting there and Michelle's speaking, and I'm looking at, and I'm going, what am I going to do with my life?
Really?
Yeah, because at that time I didn't have the the plug to come here and go to Atlanta. Like I was really, and my wife was really like, I feel like God was like, hey, you want to keep it? You got to step up,
Yeah.
and I really believe that. And she's really helped me be a better man. And I'm not just saying that, I'm so serious.
I
Like I
get
watched
that.
my wife, and without her, I don't know what I'll be doing, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's serious. And shout out to my dad for giving me an example on how to treat a woman. So
That's cool. That's
yeah.
awesome. Well, it's been great having you on. We will have to do this again. Keep me up to date with your album. That's very interesting. Can't wait to hear what that's all about. And folks, tell everyone where they can follow you.
Oh, it's just Sterling Whiteside on everything, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, better, better, everything.
Cool. Awesome.
But yeah,
Perfect.
man, shout out to my guys that came in here. Dennis, man, that's my brother. Corey, all these are my brothers, man. Frank, I appreciate you, man. And these are some guys you should tap into. Frank was one of the first like guys in the YouTube drumming thing.
Oh,
Like
really?
and what I mean by that was like a guy that was posting videos all the time. Like they might have not been with major people, but he was one of the people like when YouTube was really coming about, I was like, man, who is this guy?
That's
Like, and I
awesome.
did never met him until a guy that moved here introduced me to him. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and it was one of his best friends from where he's from. So shout out to
Very
Frank, man.
cool.
And I remember seeing Chris Coleman on one of his shared videos. Yeah, you're talking about 2008, 2009,
Yeah.
when that YouTube era,
Yeah.
really took off. Yeah,
This
he
was
was one of
coming
the
up.
first people that were posting constantly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout out to
That's
him.
awesome. I see a dog stretching. You're up. You woke up. And she laid back down. Stay on the line with me after we say goodbye. And folks, thanks so much for joining Sterling and myself, Dan, here on Drum Talk TV. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and our websites, two websites, drumtalktv.com, the mothership, where you see all our interviews, all our documentaries, all our event coverage, and at drumtalktvbrilliance.com, our membership site. All kinds of fun stuff there to be part of, even if you're not a drummer, but just a music fan. That's what it's for. And we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Peace.
Peace. Thanks.